Hello and welcome back to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show Classic Review Series. Today we're going back to the Cow Palace in San Francisco for No Way Out 2004.
Yep, this is WWE No Way Out 2004. Happened on February 15th, 2004, in front of 11,000 people, as Shane said, in the Cow Palace in San Francisco, California. Michael Cole and Taz were on commentary for this one, and I forgot to write down the runtime. Give me just a second here. The show runs about 2.5 hours long. Why are we reviewing this show? Well, it is the 20th anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's untimely passing, so we wanted to honor Eddie with the crowning achievement of his career with reviewing this episode and talking about him in that great moment. So, you want to get into the matches, Shane?
We might as well. The first match, not including the Sunday Night Heat match, which I really want to talk about after reading it.
What was the Sunday Night Heat match?
Jimmy Wang Yang,
Got it. Awesome.
Sakota,
Who?
some guy, Tajiri,
Okay.
and your favorite tag team in the world,
Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Billy Kidman, Paul London, and Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
In a
Greatest trio
match,
ever put together, dude.
in a match that was probably way better than the first match of this show.
Yeah, definitely.
Too cool, Rikishi and Sky Too Hotty because they had cut Brian Lawler's ass.
Yep.
Takes on the Basham brothers, Danny and Doug, and Shaniqua.
Yes. Um,
This was this the
the Dominatrix. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, the Basham Bros Dominatrix. It felt like they were trying to like redo the China thing, like have their next China or whatever, but Shaniqua just sucked, like nobody cared. Um, and also they put her with the Basham brothers, who nobody cared about. So it was just horrible all the way through.
And
This was better, but
you'll never believe this. After leaving WWE, her final match was for Ultimo Dragon in Mexico.
that's crazy. Um, but yeah, this match was just kind of whatever. I gave it 2.5 stars. Definitely not like pay per view worthy.
What are you talking about? I mean, that last match should have been on the card over this one in a heartbeat. I would rather have watched When I Heat over this match. I gave this
Mm-hmm.
1.5.
Okay. Okay, that's fair too. There was a little bit of fun to it. I mean, Rikishi, Sky Too Hottie, they're always fun. So I gave it a little bit more there. But on to the next match.
Not getting any better.
Yeah.
Boyfriend versus girlfriend. Noble is blindfolded, which, to be fair, we fuck with blindfold matches on the show.
Oh yeah, we do.
We love a good blindfold match.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Noble, who is more than capable of having a good blindfold match, versus Nydia, who is not blindfolded.
Yeah. Well, who is not capable of having an unblindfolded match? it's it's insane how much better Noble is than Nydia while he's blindfolded. I did like when she pantsed him. That's an incredible tactic. I think more wrestlers should use pantsing your opponent. It's a great distraction. Technically not against the rules. Um, but then he cheats at the end. He pulls the blindfold off behind the ref's back. Like it was a lame finish to what was sort of a fun match. I gave it 2 stars.
I gave it 1 and 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, we love good Jamie Noble match. We fuck up good Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble blindfolded would probably be a fun match if it was another guy blindfolded too.
Mm-hmm.
This match was mid.
Yeah, somebody's got to bring back the blindfold match. AEW's got to do it with somebody.
GCW just did it.
Did they?
Yeah, it
Who was that?
was. It was the Shotzi Halloween show.
Of
Let
course it
me
was.
let me go find who it was real quick.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher blindfold match. Who are the
Marcus
referees?
Mathers and Cheech.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Or Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy in a blindfold match would be really interesting to me.
Oh yeah, I can see. I'd be fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Uh,
fun,
mm-hmm.
the APA Bradshaw and Farouk versus the world's greatest tag team with Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
This is the first good match on this card. This was a solid tag. Nothing like insane, like it was, but it was still pretty good. I gave this 3 stars.
I gave this a 2 3/4. Thought it was a very fun match, but it wasn't like too stand out audibly good.
I mean, this is like the tail end of Ron Simmons. This is JBL kind of at a time where he doesn't really know where he is, like as far as like the wrestling card and the landscape. But world's greatest tag team are great. I mean, they're the world's greatest. So um, before the next match, though, we got the Goldberg Brock Lesnar confrontation. Um,
Yeah,
this wasn't necessarily super notable. It just Lesnar takes a jackhammer at the end, which is significant for a point I'm going to make at when we talk about the main event with Lesnar and Eddie. But it was just to set up Lesnar Goldberg for WrestleMania 20. You want to get into the next match?
yes. Our next match is well, Hardcore Holly versus Rhino.
Yep. This was just a fun, hard hitting mid card match. It wasn't anything great, but it wasn't. It was definitely above average. So I give it 2 3/4. Like it was fine.
It was all right.
I liked it a little bit.
I liked it when the Spanish commentary team took over for a little bit for no reason.
Yeah,
Um,
that was weird.
that,
That was
that
weird.
was that was fun. I like that it made it through 20 years later. Uh, so I gave it 2.5.
There was also during this match, there was like a vendor that came like right to the hard cam side, all the way up to the barricade, selling something, and I could not figure out what he had. Like it, I couldn't figure out what he was selling. It was some like weird large item. um, you want to get into the next match though?
Yes.
Okay. This is where business picks up. These last 3 matches are like really the good part of this show. Honestly, this is the best 3 matches on the show, the most worth watching.
So the first match is of this trio of good matches is Rey Mysterio with Jorge Paez versus Chavo Guerrero of Chavo Classic.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on with Jorge Paez's hair? Why is it like that?
He's a strange man.
Why is it just a little poof in the front?
I think it was better than his mullet. I'll give him that. But he was the pioneer of the Tyson Kidd haircut.
Oh, the Tyson Kidd haircut.
I mean, look at it. It's pretty close to the same.
Hmm. Huh. Paez became a Jehovah's Witness preacher in Nevada. Believe
Mexican
it or not.
actor, circus performer, religious preacher, and former professional boxer. Those sound related.
Yeah.
Those sound related.
Won several titles. He was in a movie?
Sure. Whatever, man. Good for him.
Paez's name surfaced in the 2004 FBI investigation against Bob Arum. The FBI was investigating whether Paez's win over Verdell Smith was a fixed fight or not. Incredibly notable right now, as the UFC is currently facing fixed fight allegations.
Did Jorge Paez do this?
Yeah, there it is. There's our accidentally this is related somehow to the current news. Jorge Paez being investigated 21 years ago for fixed fights.
There you go.
This was back to the Rey Chavo. This was an incredible match. The interference finish with Chavo Classic takes away a little bit, but it was still very, very good. These are two guys who knew each other so well, had such great chemistry in the ring. Anytime you got Rey and a member of the Guerrero family in the ring, you've got a classic. So I give it 4.5. It was incredible.
I gave it I gave it 4.5 as well. I thought it was a fantastic match. I thought the whole story behind it too was incredible.
Oh yeah, dude, Chavo is just the worst fucking heel. The way he's talking about Eddie in this, and like the way he was treating Eddie at this time is just God, like worse in a good way. Like just you want to strangle him. You know what I mean?
The only way this match would have been better is if it was in Mexico,
Yeah, that would have been
because
great.
then like
But just
Chavo Classic, and Paez is like even bigger.
yeah. Um, it was great though, and like I said, great heel work all around by Chavo at this point. You want to get onto the triple threat?
Yes, the Big Show versus Kurt Angle versus John Cena triple threat. It starts immediately.
Mm-hmm. I like the beginning of this where they were kind of pairing off on Cena. Um, because Cena, the raps down to the ring are real fun until you get to the ring and have to get in there with the two guys you just relentlessly made fun of for 3 minutes. Um, so them like obviously not caring about each other and just wanting to rip Cena's head off was great. Really helped build Cena a little bit more. And Kurt being the winner, absolutely the right choice moving into what'll be WrestleMania 20. I really like this match. I thought it was pretty good. I like the psychology of it quite a bit. I'm gonna give it 3.25. I don't think it was quite like on that next level, but it was still pretty good. Still a solid pay per view match. What you want to see on a pay per view card.
Yeah, I don't think Cena was quite ready yet, but
Yeah,
I do think that Angle is the best choice here. I gave it 3. I thought it was all right, but not as good as the last match.
yeah.
And then, well,
The last match.
Eddie versus Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's so over.
Eddie is the most over anyone has. This is Brian in 2014. This is Cody the last couple years. Like this is just the most over. This is Hangman this past summer. Like just the most over someone could possibly be. Like hitting that upper echelon. Of course, Brock Lesnar, not a good guy. Um, as always with wrestling shows, we're separating the art from the artist. We're just talking about the show here. We do not, approve of Brock Lesnar. We just are talking about the wrestling. And this was an incredible match. It's one of those incredible match, even better moment kind of matches. Like just that moment of him jumping into the crowd after winning the world title. Just so special. What were your thoughts on this match?
It was really good. Again, as you said, I think the moment was even better somehow.
Yep.
Did you give the match 5 stars?
I didn't because I have one major gripe. It's really the only thing I didn't like. Ref goes down. Goldberg comes out and either spears or jackhammers Lesnar. I can't remember which one now. Um, it feels like that kind of takes away from the moment for Eddie for me. I know he didn't pin him right after. There was still a few minutes of the match after that. But what really irks me is that part of the story, and you hear Eddie say this in the promo package, like the whole story is Eddie fighting back from adversity. He's been labeled as an addict. Chavo's been throwing that in his face. Lesnar's been throwing that in his face. Heyman's been throwing that in his face. And he comes out and he says, "Yeah, I am an addict. I disgraced my family. I disgraced my country. I disgraced my race." In that part of him feeling like he let down his entire race, there's something that having a white man help him win kind of takes away from that, I think, like away from that redemption of obviously it didn't matter because it was still a huge moment and everybody still loves Eddie Guerrero and like it nobody talks about it now. It's just something I noticed while watching that storyline wise didn't make a lot of sense to me and that I didn't really like. Plus, Brock already had the Goldberg excuse from earlier in the night when he took the jackhammer in that segment. So ultimately, it was something that was very unneeded and kind of took away from Eddie's moment. But at the same time, still very good. I give it 4 3/4. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the Goldberg part.
I thought the lower part was whatever. Obviously, it was building towards, you know,
It's
that,
just
but
my problem with that is that you already did it though. Like you did it earlier.
yeah,
We all saw it. Like you didn't have to bring him back in the main event and kind of take away from this crowning achievement of Eddie Guerrero, this incredible once in a lifetime superstar you have who's on the hottest run of his career and is having this huge redemption story climbing the peak and getting the world title. I don't know, I feel like he didn't have to do it. It could have been better. Before we get into categories, like who is Eddie Guerrero to you? Like what does Eddie Guerrero mean to you in your fandom?
I never really watched like the Ruthless Aggression era as hard as I did every other era. So I kind of haven't like dove in deep into like um this Eddie,
Mm,
but I feel like I wouldn't be as into Lucha as I was without Eddie. I fucking love Los Gringos Loco, I think.
yeah, Los Gringos Locos.
I
Mm-hmm.
fucking love that. I love that shit. Art Bar, extremely separating art from artist there. I do not condone anything he did, but they were a great tag team. Stable, probably even better
Mm-hmm.
because they had Louis Piccoli in their stable. So
Mm-hmm. Um, for me, Eddie's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. A while back, when I was in high school, I watched every Raw, SmackDown, and pay per view from the Monday Night Raw, the night I was born, July 7th, 2003, to WrestleMania 20. I watched through all of that, and through that, you just I don't think anybody can watch all those SmackDowns and all those pay per views leading to this match and then to Mania and not just fall in love with Eddie Guerrero and fully get behind Eddie Guerrero. And then on top of that, like my favorite wrestler of all time is Rey Mysterio, and he was so entangled in Rey, the story of Rey's career, and he's probably Rey's greatest rival. So, between Halloween Havoc 97 and the Custody of Dominic ladder match in WrestleMania 21, there's all these great moments where he overlaps with Rey. And, just that relationship has always been so special to me. And then, of course, the cruiserweight stuff in WCW. And like I said, this run at the world title. And I've also watched some SmackDowns from kind of late '05 around the time he passes away, and it was obvious they were setting up such a huge match between him and Batista um, at WrestleMania 22 that it sucks we never got to see. Um, and it really sucks that thinking about it, like he probably would have still been wrestling when you and I started watching WWE at least part time. Like he probably still would have been there and would have been a several time world champion. Um, but I guess it's the way things go. I wish we would have got more, but at the same time, we kind of are getting more now, through Dominic Mysterio and through Mercedes Moné and through all these other people who Eddie inspired. Like, not only is he one of my favorite wrestlers, but he inspired so many people who became some of my favorite wrestlers and who are some of the best going now, that he just has such a huge impact on professional wrestling. And so we can never underestimate that, I guess. Like, that it should be his legacy. It's is just how much he inspired others, I think. You want to get into categories?
Yeah, we'll start with, as usual, our best moments category.
It's it's Eddie winning the title. It's the
Oh,
celebration. It's
yeah,
the first
easily.
couple minutes of the show. Yeah. MVP of the night, also Eddie. Like, you just have to hand. It's too big to not give it to Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heat check, best performance in a short amount of time. Could probably go Chavo Classic or Jorge Paez here. Either one of them would be good.
I'm going to say Chavo Classic.
Goldberg, Paul Heyman also was great in that segment. I'm gonna go Chavo Classic though too.
That's
Gear of
fair,
the
yeah.
night. Gear of the night. I think Eddie's really stood out to me. I liked his red gear. Um, it's become immortal because it's the gear he wore when he won the title. Um, like, that's how big this moment was. Is that, like, the gear he won the title in became instantly recognizable. You know what I mean? Like, you could just show me the design of those pants, and I could tell you that's the night he won the title.
Yeah.
Apex Mountain for Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is the end of the Apex for Brock Lesnar. I think, he leaves not long after this, and when he comes back, he's never really as good again as he was in 03 and early 04. So this is kind of the end of his Apex. I don't think anybody else is in the Apex conversation. This is some of the best work of Chavo's career. I think maybe you could argue some Apex for Chavo here, but I like his feud with Rey after Eddie's death a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more impactful, a little bit more meaningful. Surprise of the show.
Ooh,
Was it the random Spanish commentary in the Rhino match?
honestly, I mean, yeah, that's part of it.
Do you think that was planned?
No, I don't know.
Like, do you think something was going wrong with, like, the tech on the Michael Cole and Taz side, so they just had to shut them
It's
off for a second?
it's so random though.
But also, like, if it was planned, why that match and not Chavo Rey? That's the only thing that would make me think something went wrong with the tech.
Yeah,
Is if it was planned, they would have done it during Chavo and Rey.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
But speaking of which, I would kind of like to hear I wonder if I can listen to this on Peacock. I wonder the Spanish call of Eddie winning. I bet that's awesome.
That probably does rule
That probably
so
is pretty
hard.
awesome. Recasting. Do you want to recast Lesnar Eddie, I guess?
Yeah, probably.
So Lesnar at this time, he was a young guy, world champion. Pretty well established. Like, it feels kind of not in style, but just kind of place in the wrestling world. Kind of feels Hangman like. This was also his second world title reign. Kind of feels like where Hangman is now. Hangman's a bit older than Lesnar was at the time, I think, but I don't know. Do you have any other ideas? Is it Takeshita? Takeshita would probably be a better, like, size match. So Hangman's 34. Yeah, Brock Lesnar was only 27. That's closer. I think actually, you know what? I think Lesnar right now Takeshita is kind of in the place Lesnar was in 03. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Or 04, but yeah, okay. So it's Takeshita, and then man, the only comp for Eddie is Dominic Mysterio. He is just so much Eddie. He is he's a spitting image just in the ring, the way he works, the way he talks, the way he carries himself. Like it's just Latino heat. Like I can't compare Eddie to anybody else right now. Like I think this match would be Takeshita Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. That'd be also a great match too.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Um, Best double feature. Um, I think pairing this Lesnar Eddie match with the Angle Eddie match at WrestleMania is a great double feature. I think the Rey match at the Mania after would be a great one too for like an Eddie double feature. Or if you want to look at the evolution of his career, Halloween Havoc '97 with Rey, and then No Way Out '04 7 years later with Lesnar, and just kind of maybe see the differences and the compare and contrast the two versions of Eddie you see in those two matches. I think that'd be pretty great. You have any other ideas?
No, I think you're right on that one. I think you have a good ideas of that one.
Okay. Wrestling Criterion Collection. Do we put?
Eddie winning the belt has to be in this.
Okay. I think so. I don't think the match was perfect, but that moment, the end where he gets the 3 count and he holds up the title and he jumps into the crowd, like that's man, that is perfect. Um, and I guess since this is an episode honoring Eddie, I should have thought of this with the recasting. Who right now that never got to wrestle Eddie outside of Dominic Mysterio would you most want to see Eddie wrestle?
Oh, I feel like any luchador would work.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna go with Roosh kind of taking that scumbag heel.
mm-hmm. AJ Styles and Eddie Guerrero would just fucking tear the house down at like any era of AJ Styles against Eddie Guerrero would have been perfect.
I wish we had gotten Punk older Punk and Eddie Guerrero. So we got Punk Guerrero, but I wish older Punk was there.
Dude, yeah, Punk and Guerrero, dude, anytime like Straight Edge Society or later against Eddie Guerrero would have been fucking amazing. Yeah, I think those are some great picks. And then because obviously Dominic's the number one, but outside of Dominic, those are some great ones. Classic hot dog, classic handshake. We can't pick anything with the Eddie match. So what gets it for you? What's the classic handshake?
Chavo Ray.
Yeah, that's mine. I think for the let me check here. Yeah, for the 12,000th time in this show, I've given a Rey Mysterio match the classic hot dog. Um, and then out of 10, what would you give this whole show?
The 7.
Okay, I said 6.5, so we're pretty much right on there. This is honestly probably a 5, but that moment of Eddie winning brings it so much higher.
Yeah.
To be in that 6.5, 7 range. I like that. You want to take us out? Preview next week.
Next week, Jayden is once again forcing us to watch another terrible, stupid WCW show. This
Oh,
my prediction here is that the final two matches will be very good, and the rest of it will be
so
ass.
much fun. It'll be so much fun.
Dude, I don't
Dude,
think.
Brian Z-Man, man. Come on.
Okay, you said Z Man. I'm out.
Uh,
Wrestle War 92 is up next week, so stay tuned for that. We always have
mhm.
every other promotion in the world too. And as always, just enjoy wrestling.